There's nothing more important than our guest experience. We're in the hospitality business, and it's so easy to find examples of how restaurants get it wrong on a daily basis. But what about stellar customer service, especially when it stems from a screw up on the restaurant side of the equation? Stay with me, and I'm going to share with you and break down a real life experience my mother had with a locally owned and operated restaurant that over the years has grown to 16 locations here in the Phoenix metro area. Hey there, Restaurant Pro. This is Dave Scott Peters, restaurant expert, coach, and creator of the Restaurant Prosperity Formula. And today I'm going to share with you a stellar customer service experience my mother had at a restaurant that actually screwed up her order. For starters, we're very fortunate to be able to have my mother live with us. She's 82 years old, a tremendous cook, the toughest restaurant manager I've ever worked for, an award-winning customer service trainer back in the day, and the host of a weekly dinner for my son and his roommates each Sunday at our house. This past Saturday, my mom, Linda, went to an art supply store that shares a parking lot with Wildflower Bread Company on 75th Avenue and Bell Road here in Glendale, Arizona. One of, again, 16 locations across the valley. She was cooking Greek food for Sunday dinner and thought it would be really nice to pick up some spinach and feta rolls from Wildflower. When she went in from the art supply store, they were sold out. Well, they said, hey, you could order them. We could make sure they're ready for you tomorrow. So she placed the order for a next day pickup at a very specific time, a very small window, because my mom had all this cooking to do to get prepared for this dinner. So she paid for them, and she was told again, just come to the front right here at the register, and you can just run in, grab them, and you can go. So that sounded really good to my mom. The next day, Linda went to pick up these rolls for our dinner. She arrived, it was about lunchtime. She arrived, this is the time she was supposed to be there, that next day to pick them up, and the young lady behind the counter, well, she couldn't find them. She looked, I don't see them. My mom said, is there something wrong? No, I just don't see them here. They're probably in the back. And she needed to go in the back and take a look. In the meantime, she looked at my mom and said, hey, would you like a cup of coffee or a cold drink while you wait? I'm just going to be a moment. I need to go in the back. My mom declined, but that was really nice. When the young lady returned a few minutes later, she was now with somebody else, a supervisor or a manager, who at that moment approached my mother and apologized and told her that the manager the night before forgot to pull the order, which she had in her hand right there. The manager continued to relay that, well, they didn't have enough made right now to fulfill her order, and she was very sorry. But that if she'd give them 25 minutes, she'd bake them fresh, and she could have hot ones to go with her back to our house. But in the meantime, would you like to sit down and have lunch on us? So this manager acknowledged there's a problem and offered her lunch. Again, my mom declined the offer. She had too much to do. She had to get home and cook. And she explained this to the manager that she didn't have the time to wait. The manager immediately, without skipping a beat, asked my mother what her address was. My mom gave her the address, and she said, great, I'll have one of my team members deliver it to your house as soon as they're ready. So my mom came home, shared this experience with us. She knows because I'm the restaurant guy, right? But well, we grew up together in the restaurant business in the sense I worked for her and watched her in her career. She watched me in mine. Hospitality has been a part of my family for as long as I can remember. Now, the doorbell rings. A man comes to the door. My wife answers it and hands my wife this large tray of rolls. Now, when I say rolls, they almost look like a pastry. They're quite large, that are spinach and feta and just really nice looking pastries. And the man handed my wife all these pastries and said, again, we're very sorry, but we included a few more, again, to say we're sorry. A few more. Well, my mom ordered 5. There was a full dozen in a large catering tray with a plastic dome lid, like it was a presentation. It was like we gave you a couple more than doubled the order. Now let's break this down. What did they do right? The first thing, number one, the young lady at the register, She was well trained and empowered to immediately offer a beverage. Like, she didn't say, I've got to look for a manager. She didn't leave my mother waiting there. She was an active listener, an active participant, understanding there was something going on. She had to inconvenience my mother. And instead of her saying, hey, wait here, I'll be right back, went out of her way to offer her something to drink. Number two, when the manager came back, took immediate responsibility that it was their fault. And again, offered my mother lunch if she was willing to wait while they made it for her. The third thing, the manager went above and beyond and had the team member actually deliver the rolls so my mom could stay on her cooking schedule. And number four, the manager again went above and beyond by more than doubling the order. Now, you can easily see how a small restaurant with humble beginnings like Wildflower, opened their first restaurant in 1996 and has grown over the years to 16 locations across the valley. If you had customer service, hospitality like that, and great food, how could you not grow? So this is your opportunity to take a page out of Wildflower's playbook and train and empower your team to deliver stellar customer service experience. Because you do that, your restaurant is sure to grow. Be sure to join me live every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, travel schedule permitting, where I'll get you pumped about the upcoming weekend, get you excited about crushing your goals and finding the motivation to be best you possible. Plus, I'll answer your burning questions live.